10,000 years ago, humans made a decision that changed everything. They stopped hunting and gathering food and started farming it. This is called the Neolithic Revolution. It's considered one of humanity's greatest advances. But here's what that textbook doesn't mention. When humans switched to farming, their skeletons got worse. Heights dropped, disease rates rose, life expectancy fell. Hunter-gatherers worked fewer hours, ate more varied food, and were generally healthier. So why did we switch to farming at all? For 95% of human history, we were hunter-gatherers, moving with the seasons, following animal herds, eating whatever was available. This sounds precarious, but the evidence suggests it wasn't as difficult as we assume. Studies of modern hunter-gatherer societies suggest they typically work 3 to 5 hours per day to meet their food needs. The rest of the time is socializing, resting, making things. Economist Marshall Solins called hunter-gatherers the original affluent society, not rich in things, but rich in time. Their diet was also remarkably varied, dozens of plant and animal species per season. Early farmers, by contrast, ate primarily 1 or 2 crops, which meant nutritional deficiencies became common for the first time. Skeletal evidence from the transition period shows clearly shorter stature, more dental problems, more bone disease. By almost every physical health metric, the switch to farming made early humans worse off. So the question is serious: why would anyone choose this? The key insight is that farming wasn't a single deliberate choice. It happened gradually, accidentally in many cases, over thousands of years. Humans had been casually managing wild plant populations for tens of thousands of years, protecting favorite fruit trees, clearing competing vegetation, replanting seeds. The transition to full farming was a gradual intensification of behaviors already underway. Climate drove it. Around 12,000 years ago, the end of the last ice age changed everything. The warming made certain wild grasses grow in enormous abundance. Humans harvested them in huge quantities, and the grains had a property that changed everything. They could be stored. For the first time, food could be saved for later. This broke the fundamental rule of hunter-gatherer life. Eat what you find when you find it. With stored food, you could stay in one place. You could support more people in a smaller area. And here's the mathematical trap. More food supports more babies. More babies means more mouths to feed, which means you need more food. Once farming started supporting a larger population, reverting to hunter-gathering couldn't feed everyone anymore. The trap closed. Farming became the only option. Not because anyone chose it as the best lifestyle, but because once started, it couldn't be reversed without disaster. A population trap 10,000 years in the making. But farming didn't just trap us. It built everything we consider civilization. Settled communities enabled specialization. When not everyone needs to find their own food every day, some people can do other things. Craft production, trade, administration, eventually writing. Writing was invented primarily to track grain storage and trade. The first texts in human history are essentially accounting spreadsheets. Cities, laws, science, art, philosophy, all downstream of stored grain. The worst health outcomes were real, the harder work was real, but farming also built everything that eventually allowed humans to solve those health problems. The trap became the foundation. Humanity didn't choose to farm because it was better for individuals. Humanity farmed because once it started, populations grew too large to stop. And everything we have now emerged from that one irreversible demographic shift. Farming made early humans shorter, sicker, and busier, and built everything that eventually made modern humans healthier than any humans who ever lived. Not a choice, a trap. That became a foundation. If you want more of why ancient humans did the things that made us who we are, subscribe. Next week, we go back to the very beginning. Why did humans leave Africa at all?